It's All Been Done Radio Hour is a live show performed monthly at Mad Lab Theater in Columbus, Ohio. We'd like to thank Mad Lab and also thank Pat Rack Comics in Hilliard, Ohio, where we got our start. It's All Been Done Radio Hour is brought to you by Audible, an Amazon company with over 180,000 audiobooks to choose from. My recommendation this week is Don Quixote. I recommend that because it's a book that everybody kind of references and talks about all the time, but nobody actually has read as far as I know. I read it not too long ago and I found it very funny and very enjoyable. So I would definitely recommend checking it out. Go to audibletrial.com/IABD Radio Hour, and that'll let you do a free 30-day trial, and that will also help support the show. The other thing you can do to support the show is rate and review us on iTunes. This is extremely, extremely important to help get the word out about us and to help raise our profile. So please, if you have not done so yet, give us a rating and review on iTunes. 5 stars would be appreciated, but, we won't be picky if you give us 4 or something. If you give us 1 or 2, we'd appreciate if you just skip that, but, whatever. It's life. Just please rate and review us. Also, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. And for any show details, auditions, tickets, all of that sort of thing, go to itsallbeendoneradiohour.com. So, welcome out to our third Meet the Cast episode. Today we sit down with Dallas Ray.
Hi.
Hi, Dallas. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. So we're going to start with some basic questions.
Okay.
How did you get involved with the show?
Like all great acting jobs, through Craigslist.
Is Craigslist really where you found this?
Yes.
I posted it everywhere.
Yeah, because I went on to Craigslist, and then I was like, oh, I want to try voice acting. I've never done that before. And then I looked through the script to try to prepare my audition, and then I'm pretty sure I was a day late in submitting it to you. I'm pretty sure I was after the deadline, because then I, sent you an email that was like, please let me do this even though I'm late, and if not, I can help with some other things if you've already cast the voices.
I remember you saying you could help with some other things. I don't think you were late because I specifically remember you emailing me after the deadline and saying, hey, did I get cast? And if not, I can still help out with
yes, desperate. Yeah, that sounds about right.
No, you auditioned on June 2nd, and I do not believe the audition deadline was until, I don't know, but I'm seeing a number of them after you. I want to see.
You've been doing this for 8 months already?
Yeah.
Good grief.
This is our 9th show.
That's insane.
Yeah. Why do you think you play a lot of evil people?
I'm just so pure and, good to start with that, it's really nice to just get into some evil characters, I guess. I'm just such a good person. So nice and friendly all the time.
I think the cast gets along pretty well with you.
I just sit at the end of the table and read.
Well, I know that people love your voices. Obviously, Ratcliff has been a very popular character.
That's the only one I think that I auditioned with Bruce and Ratcliff.
Yes.
I think those are the 2 that I auditioned with, because Ratcliff, I did, the snarky British, I'm Nicholas Ratcliff. The one that I do.
You auditioned for more than that.
Did I?
You did audition for Bruce.
All right, we're getting started. Places, everyone. Be on your mark in 30 seconds. Oh, God. Just go sit on the bed, Stacy.
You auditioned for Gary Marshall, our first officer from episode 1.
Oh.
You didn't get that.
Yeah, no. I didn't get any of the references in it. I didn't know what was happening, so I was reading it, and I was like, what? I can't tell if these are typos or what's going on, but I'm going to just read it.
Hey, Landlord Dick, how you been, you old son of a gun?
That was obscure. You auditioned for Larry.
Oh, the narrator. Ooh.
And the narrator.
Oh.
This is Universe Journey.
God.
And Jack from Scary Dead.
Ooh, yeah, who got those? Yeah, they're good. They're better.
The narrator's Chris Allen.
Perfect.
Jack was Keith.
Yeah, Keith and I, we're both just, we have very deep voices. We just, it's great.
Joe was Gary.
Yep, he was great. Yeah, see, I got cast in the ones that I do well at, the ones that I don't do well at, other people got, and that's how it should be every time. I'm trying to think, I think maybe my mindset was, if I audition for everything, I have to get something, right?
You did audition for everything.
I think I did.
But, no, you didn't have to get something, because I cut a lot of people.
Well,
so,
all right.
I did think it was funny when you had sent me that email, oh, I'll still want to be involved in the show because
for sure.
I had already decided to cast you. I just hadn't sent it yet. And so I was like, oh, that's good enthusiasm. He really wants to be a part of this.
Yeah.
That makes me feel good.
And then we all showed up to the first table read, and I was like, I don't know any of these people, and I'm going to talk like an idiot in front of them, so let's just buckle up and go.
Well, a lot of the cast didn't know each other.
Exactly. And then I knew there were a few of you guys that knew each other, and I was like, oh, wait, am I the only person that doesn't know anybody? So I just kind of I sat at the end of the table and was like, I'm going to just wait until my lines come up.
And sometimes you don't even sit at the table, you sit the stools over there to separate yourself even more.
Depending on how late I am. Katie goes to Miami University. She was a freshman. I just graduated from there. So I was like, oh, okay, that's something that I can talk to about. And then now Sam Stark works with me at my other job. So I see her all the time.
Isn't
and
she
now
fabulous?
She's something else. She's incredible.
She is, right?
Everything she does, she just nails it.
I credit Nick for her because Nick works with her. And Nick brought Sam in for something else, and I met her just once. And I actually had told her before we even started the show, I was like, I've been thinking about this show. We were at a game night at Nick's house, and I'm like, and I think I want to do Porn Star Detectives. And she's like, what? No. Give me a part now.
Yeah, I feel like we're to the point now, most of us, you pretty much just, you can throw whatever at us, and we're just like, all right, we'll go for it, I guess. We'll see if it works. If it doesn't work, we laugh at everybody, and then we move on we try something else.
Right.
So, but, yeah.
But I'd say most of the things work. Like,
yeah.
Our cast has been so good. Something I want to mention about you specifically. In the Top Notch Tangler, was December their second appearance of the waiter?
He was in the first episode.
Was he in the first episode? Okay, you're right,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So yes, I cast you as Ratcliff and Bruce, obviously, but then I was like, and we've got this part that's like 2 lines and means nothing. I'm just going to give it to you.
Yeah, that was a fun one, because I showed up to rehearsal and opened my binder, and it said, the waiter. And I was like, didn't know that was a thing. Must have not paid attention to the email. So then I was looking through it, and it was only 2 lines. And, in my opinion, there's no such thing as a small part. Do what you can.
Right.
And so I just did a weird French, European, German, something in that region accent, and everyone loved it. So I was like, all right, cool. We'll just keep it in there, and now he's here.
Yeah, he comes back in the Christmas episode, which is not aired yet, but will be going live on the podcast, a while from now, like 2 months from now. But it's coming. So the waiter will return, but what inspired you with those 2 lines? Or were you just like, I don't want to be boring?
I don't know. Okay. I know what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
With the characters I've had so far, for example, with Bruce and even for the Sinister Sexist, it's not a lot of me deviating from my own voice. Bruce is just me talking, and the Sexist is just a little bit lower.
Sure.
So I wanted to do something, I didn't want to get stuck in this rut of, I'm just going to talk a little bit higher, I'm just going to change my vibe. I'm like, no, I want to do something completely out there. So I was like, I'll do an accent, and I don't know why I picked a French accent. I don't know French. I don't know French or German or anything like that. I was like, I studied Spanish. I could probably do a Spanish accent, but fancy French waiter. Let's go.
Well, that has inspired me that I've now given the waiter a whole backstory in my head. And so we will see the waiter repeatedly because I want to do things with him.
That's called job security.
Well, Ratcliff gives you job security.
Oh, that too.
Yeah,
that too.
That guarantees you. And the Sinister Sexist. The first episode of the Top Notch Tangler, we had the Flim Flam Floozy, obviously. And with that part, she did good, but it was it wasn't like she did a really over-the-top voice that stole the sketch.
Yeah.
It was more she was playing and letting the Top Notch Tangler be the star of the sketch.
Yeah.
And so when I did the Sinister Sexist, I put a couple sexist jokes, but I wasn't thinking of the outsized character it became. I was thinking I don't know, I'm a low-key guy.
I mean, I got booed, so...
Oh, yeah, I know, but I did not expect that. I admit I started the booing at you. Because I could feel the crowd turning against you, but they weren't sure how to react.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I boo, I think they'll think it's okay to hate you.
We don't hate him as a person, but this character sucks. Yeah, that was fun. That was a good one, because even now, people, after the shows and stuff, they're like, oh, man, you were a tool that one time months ago, and I still talk about it. So, good job. Thanks.
Was November, yeah.
That was fun.
Yet, again, it was you going beyond what was on the page and really making something of it.
Yeah, just the inner sexist in me just really took over,
I have superpowers.
Oh, and what are they? Can you knit faster than normal women or actually make up your mind in a timely fashion?
Something I've talked to the other actors about is which sketch are you not in that you'd like to be in more? I know you're in a lot of them. You bounce around a lot.
Okay, so after listening to Nick's, I thought about this. The only one I haven't been in yet is Daniel Kravitz.
That's true.
And I would love to play a monster in Daniel Kravitz.
I'm sure that can be arranged.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know I just want to do something ridiculous. You know, everything else I've done's been perfectly normal. So to really be crazy, but no, some kind of creature. I don't know. I think that'd be fun. Plus, just getting on Daniel Kravitz's nerves. It's funny every time, so...
I hate to tell you there aren't going to be any more monsters on Daniel Kravitz. Just kidding. That monsters are what makes that one work.
Oh, it's great.
What character, like one of the main characters, would you like to play if maybe some cast member drops out?
If somebody quits.
Or, just like, I wish I could play that part. That part's great.
Oh, Coco for sure. I don't even know I had to think about that. Coco for sure.
Do you have a voice for Coco?
No. No, but it's funny because Coco's one of the ones in the original audition packet, right?
Yes.
I think so, yeah, because I was like, it's just like a sassy black lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I was really hoping to get a sassy black lady to join the cast. I'm not kidding.
You got one, though.
No, I mean, he basically is, yes.
You got Chase.
He's not real happy about that.
Oh, I think he secretly is.
I agree with you, but outwardly, he's like, you really want me to play a sassy black woman? And I'm like, well, no, you're not really a woman. You're just dressed like
he gets me every time because, he's Packer and I'm Ratcliff, so we go back and forth all the time, and we haven't broke each other yet doing that, but the last Scary Dead that I was in with him, that was good. That was a good one.
Do you think you will break with Packard Ratcliffe eventually?
I hope not. I guess we'll find out.
What would you like to see from Packard Ratcliffe in the future?
The
future!
I would like to see... so we've talked about... I've expressed to you about a musical episode.
Oh,
I think they're hilarious. I think Packer and Ratcliffe rapping would be hysterical. I would love to rap as Ratcliffe. I'd like to rap in that accent.
Yes.
Because maybe when he raps, he doesn't even have an accent. I don't know. I don't know. But that'd be funny. And then Ratcliffe.
They are time travelers. Is there a particular time period you'd like to see them in?
I just would really like him to just be with Eminem, really.
With Eminem?
Just, good old Marshall.
Okay.
Just going for it, Or Lil Wayne. That'd be fun. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, Ratcliffe, asking him about why he doesn't understand Lil Wayne's... that'd be funny. Doesn't understand the lyrics of today.
Or maybe they got involved in the East Coast, West Coast battles of the 90s.
Yeah, Packer's on one side, Ratcliffe's on the other. Yes. All right. So now we know where that's going.
I make no guarantees. But that is good. So how did you said you saw the audition and you were interested in voice acting. What other experience do you have acting and performing?
So I did 4 years of high school acting. I was in drama club, so I did that. And then I wanted to pursue theater once I got to college, but I didn't know at the time that studying theater didn't mean just acting on stage. So I was like, I don't want to pursue a degree where it's make it big or not really at all. So I chose creative writing, much more, reasonable degree. So I decided not to study theater, but once I got to Miami University, they have a student theater. It's a theater group for non-theater majors. Okay. So I became involved in that and auditioned for a few shows and did some backstage work. But the one show that I did for them that I really enjoyed was Rocky Horror. Ooh. I got to do Rocky Horror, and I was a cross-dresser, so that was great. Yeah, made my parents real proud.
What part did you play?
I was a phantom.
Phantom.
So
okay,
it was from the waist up, I was a dude, and from the waist down, I was a girl. So I had to wear fishnets and high heels. So that was fun. Yeah, me in 4-inch heels. Not a good time doing the time warp. that was a rough time. There's lovely pictures of me. I'll have to show everybody. Just kidding. But I did that, and then.
Expect this to be on Instagram tomorrow.
Whatever. So it's called Stage Left. That's their theater organization. So I became their historian and kind of got to do more backstage stuff and more less on stage, doing some stuff. I got to assistant direct Chicago. That was fun. And then after I assistant directed, I got one of my advisors said that they needed a director for a sketch comedy show that a student had wrote who worked with Second City in Chicago. So I got to work with her and I directed. We went to Second City and I worked with one of their players to workshop our show, and then went back to Miami and directed a sketch comedy show that was written by somebody who worked with Second City. So that was awesome.
Nice.
And that's when I was like, I like doing more directing stuff more than I like being on stage, was because it's easier to have people audition for you than to audition for other people. So, and I like to be in charge. You know, it happens. So I was going to pursue directing as part of theater, but then, you know, I decided not to, because now I work at an interactive theater, completely different. But I'm going back to school for business. So taking a little bit of a turn.
Sure.
But no, with voice acting, it's something that
this is
isn't
just your
readily available.
fallback.
Yeah. And I love doing it. It's great. It's so much fun because it's live theater, but it's based on voices. Because another thing with theater, you know, there's a lot of times where you're like, I really don't play this role, but I don't look like that character at all. I'm not tall enough, or
Sure.
I have the wrong color hair, or I'm too, you know, whatever. But with voice acting, it's just like, make a goofy voice. They just listen to it. They don't have to watch it. So yeah, it's a good time. I enjoy doing this. This is my fallback hobby. Until we're famous, so.
Sure, absolutely. I mean, obviously that's inevitable.
Yeah.
So yes, you had said you've got an interest in directing, and we've talked a little bit about having you do more directing stuff.
Yeah, except I don't do anything because I don't have the time.
Well, you're pretty busy. You're working a couple jobs.
Yeah.
You're working at a theater in Columbus.
Yeah, I'm the general manager of Trapped Columbus, which is an interactive escape theater. So, which Sam works with me there as an actress. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, so I don't really get the time. I had to quit my other job to pursue that full time, and then I'm doing this too. And you know, until we get a space, once we get a lay of the space, we don't really need the direction because we all kind of know what we're doing. So I kind of don't do as much in terms of giving people notes and stuff, because it's gotten to the point now where we all know the notes that we need, where it's like, okay, I need to tone that voice back, or maybe not do that accent, or you know, be louder against the mic, stand back from the mic if your voice carries.
Sure. That
kind of stuff we all kind of have the hang of now. So it's actually the easiest directing job because we don't have to do much. It's more just blocking stuff.
You also said you were a creative writing major.
Yep.
So why haven't you submitted any writing for the show?
Oh, because I didn't say I was good at creative writing. I said that I have a creative writing degree.
Oh, okay.
Two entirely different things. No, I haven't really thought of any ideas for the show. I kind of just let you do your thing because I love doing what you're writing. So I don't want to taint what you've written with my garbage. And I like Sam and I working together, we kind of pitch stuff back and forth,
Sure.
and then one of us will shoot you an email. By
Yes.
us, I mean her. She always is the one that's like,
Yeah,
I'll send
she
it to
sent
him.
me some stuff.
Yeah. Oh, did she send you the Krampus? Daniel Kravis versus Krampus?
No, I think she mentioned it, and I said, well, the next 2 Christmases already spoken for, so remind me in 3 years.
We tried, because we were talking about Krampus, and she's like, oh my gosh, Daniel Kravis could fight Krampus.
He
And I was
could.
like, oh my
That would be a great
gosh.
episode.
And, Krampus. Chase, I
Yeah.
just want Chase to be Krampus.
Yeah, I already have Christmas 2016 and Christmas 2017 locked story-wise.
Goodness
So
gracious.
Christmas 2018, that remind me when we start.
We're good. We got this.
Remind me when we get closer. Yeah, I plan ahead a little bit.
Good. Good. That's good. Just keep writing me into them. I'll be fine.
Well, I don't think that's a concern. So, Nathan, we have in the podcast, you're allowed to get a question from somebody
So
else.
I've been
as I'm
told.
Sure you've heard.
Yeah.
You heard Nathan ask Nick a question, or Nick asked Nathan a question, but you did not hear what Nathan asked you.
Nope.
Because that
sure
episode is
didn't.
not posted yet.
And he warned me, so I don't know.
He actually didn't. He went safe. He went boring.
Oh, pfft.
He wants
What?
to know, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Oh.
Right? It's not a job interview.
Who's got the time? Oh, in 10 years. 10 years, let's see. 10 years will be what? 2026.
Yep.
Yikes.
Columbus will be a coastal city.
10 years. Oh, goodness. Well, I'm going back to school for business, like I said. I'm studying entrepreneurship, and I'm also getting certified in baking and pastry. Ooh. So in 10 years, I would love to have my own bakery. I think that would be great.
And then just do this as a hobby on the weekends, because we'll still be doing this in 10 years.
Exactly. Okay. And, any of Granny Gonzo's products, we'll just throw it right in the shop.
You're going to sell some real-life
Get that promo. Well, that's probably slavery or something, so probably not.
Good version.
No, I would love to own my own bakery. I think that'd be awesome. And I love baking. I'm just not super good at it. That's why I'm going to school for it. 10 years, get that degree, then get good at it.
And then the business end would help you run the bakery?
Exactly.
Gotcha. Where are you going to school right now?
Columbus State.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Business is not what I was programmed for. I do not enjoy it.
Oh.
I am in accounting and business management right now.
So that was Nathan's question.
Oh, Nathan.
You're next up after you is Keith Jackson. So what would you like to ask Keith?
I know what I want to ask Keith. Where did he get that voice? That voice gets me every time. And I think, I'm trying to remember if it was the Chris. I impersonated him as the waiter for one of the episodes, and yeah, very different voice. I do not have his voice, but he kills me every time, because he has maybe like him and Nathan have the two lowest voices, and they're very powerful, and they're at the right times. He's hilarious. Kills me. That voice. That's when I ask him where he got it.
I will make sure to ask him that next month. Are you from the Columbus area?
I am from Utica, which is like an hour away from Columbus. We have the ice cream mill, Velvet Ice Cream. That's about it.
What brought you to Columbus?
Oh, I lived in Columbus for a really hot second, and I was like, nope, don't like that. So I moved back, and then while I lived in Columbus for that short time, I got a job, and then it's like a 45-minute commute. And I was like, I can't just quit a job. I need a job. So I just got used to the commutes. And I was like, because I didn't apply for jobs in Columbus because I lived so far away. But then I was like, doing things, anything theater related, I have to get out of little farm town Utica and get into Columbus to do anything. So I just take the commute, and it's cheaper than paying rent in Columbus.
What don't you like about Columbus? Just pricing?
There's a lot going on. I'm not from the city. I like giant cities, and I like little farm town cities. And Columbus is just like right in the middle area, I feel like, where
it's trying to be a big city.
God, there's no parking.
There's not.
Parking drives me nuts. If there's no parking, I don't want to live there.
So you're not happy about this move downtown?
I haven't been there yet, so I'm just going to have to suck it up.
There is free parking right there.
Good.
So that hopefully will solve at least one of your concerns.
One of my biggest pet peeves is no parking. I hate it. It drives me nuts.
We're very lucky this theater. That shouldn't be a problem.
Good. No, Miami's parking was just awful. All 4 years. It was brutal. Nowhere to park unless you wanted to park 7 miles away from where you lived. And, you have stuff. Yeah, nope.
So would your bakery be in your little town?
Oh, see, that's another thing, because it's like you want to go to a place where there's people to sell things, not in a little tiny town where there's no one. So, because my address is Utica. I'm actually from a town called Martinsburg, which is even smaller.
How many people?
Oh, probably about 400.
People in the whole town? Wow. So they don't have their own school system?
No. It's all Utica schools, but in Martinsburg is right on the edge, so it's in that school.
How big is Utica?
Oh, that's a good question.
How many kids did you graduate with?
I graduated with 150.
Okay.
So it's still not huge. Yeah, but then there were some, like I said, Miami, I get to school, people are like, I graduated with 700 kids. And I was like, that is ridiculous.
It is.
How can you go to school for 4 years and not meet people you graduate with? That's insane.
I think if you're afraid of the big city, you should look at some of the suburbs. I grew up in West Jeff, which I don't know if you know. It's about less than 10 minutes west from here. Yeah, West Jeff thinks they're West Texas. But anyway, that part I'll be able to
that'll fit. My name's Dallas. I fit right into Texas. I've never even been to Texas.
Why is your name Dallas? What are you named after?
I really hope it's not because of the football team, but I'm about 90% sure it's because my dad is a Dallas Cowboys fan. They were good when I was born, and they've gone downhill ever since. So.
And your mama would have allowed that?
See, she was fine with that, but then when my brother came along, my dad wanted to name him Austin. And she was like, no, No, we're gonna cut. We're
Austin's
gonna cut.
weird.
She's like, no more Texas names. So
How many siblings do you have?
I have one brother.
One brother.
Yeah.
Younger?
Younger, 3 years younger, but about 6 inches taller. And he's engaged, so he's just moving right on through life, and I'm just being me.
Oh. So tell your listeners what you're looking for in a significant other. Maybe we can hook you up.
A pulse is nice. Sarcasm.
Clearly.
Um,
Or the ability to put up with sarcasm.
yeah, that's rough. You gotta make sure you can put up with that nonsense, because that's what I do. No, I'm not picky. I don't have time.
Yeah.
I work all the time. People are like, you should find people to date. I'm like, or I can make money so that I can be happy someday with somebody else who maybe doesn't. I don't know. I just want the money. I am much more career driven than I am family right now. And it's funny because my family's huge. Like, all of my family lives in the same 1 mile radius. Like, grandparents, aunts and uncles, cousins, they all.
Yeah.
So you'd think I'd be a family person, but I'm like, no. No, I'm not. I want to make money first.
How many in that family, roughly? That's close.
Oh, 50 or 60.
Oh, wow. Not
All in
bad.
one tiny area.
Yeah.
So when people, like birthday parties, easy 40 people show
Oh,
up.
yeah.
So, yeah, because people with extended families are like, oh, I don't get to visit my family. I'm like, mine are right here. Here they are. Sometimes you need to get away from them, but they're family. What can you do? You gotta love them.
You're going to have a family? Ideally, or no?
In the future.
future.
In the future.
I'm asking you uncomfortable questions that have nothing to do with theater.
Whatever. Now you sound like my mom.
So, honey, how are things?
Get a family. Don't worry about it.
Anything else you would like us to know to tell the listeners?
I'm not a dick in real life. I promise. Even though I play really good, shitty characters. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming out tonight. My name is Dallas Ray, and I'm one of the cast members of the It's All Been Done radio hour. First, I'd like to state that for the record, while I seem to play a lot of jerks and sexists on the podcast, I'm actually super nice and I do get along with everybody. Isn't that right?
I can
shitty,
attest to that. I think you are very well liked among your cast members.
Well, that's good. No, it's just every character. I'm like, all right, cool, I like this character. Oh, they're a bad guy. Or, oh, they're mean. Okay, perfect. Just let me go at it. It's fine.
So, are you saying we need to write you more nice characters? Differentiated.
At first I was like, maybe, but the characters I have now that are just, they're great. So maybe I've just got to suck it up and play the villain.
The judge that you played in Cowboy Joe, which they haven't heard yet, is not a villain.
I forgot all about the judge.
It's a small part. It's a very small
I
part.
forgot all about the judge.
We won't spoil the judge for you.
Yeah.
Because I really liked the judge, even though it was such a small part.
Yeah. That was a good one. I forgot about that. Oh, Cowboy Joe. Yeah, the judge. That was another one that I was like, because that was another one that I was like, oh.
Couple small parts.
Should have paid attention to that email I got because I'm another character now. All right, let's figure out a judge voice. Let's do it. But
It worked well.
no, I'm game for anything. Accents, I'm all in.
Mm-hmm.
Give me an accent, I'll try.
Oh, we all have those.
We all have them.
We will have those. Although, unfortunately, Pack and Ratcliff are the time travelers, so they're the most likely to run into the variety of accents. And you can't play two.
Two-man show, whole sketch. Just Chase and I going to town on every accent imaginable.
You've been on the receiving end of small roles before. And
Yep.
Then there's this month where you're in everything.
I've been fortunate enough that I haven't had to miss a show yet, and that Ratcliff, I think, has been in every show. So even when it's like
Even though
a small
Packers
part,
missed too.
even if it's a small part,
Yes.
if it's only Ratcliff, I like doing it and other people like it. So I'm like, all right, it's not just me playing, just some character that people are going to forget. And I'm like, I get to have fun with this.
The last thing I want to do real quick, because we've definitely recorded a full episode, is we are actively looking for new guest stars to come in. We've been very fortunate with our guest stars thus far.
Yes.
We want to bring in some new blood, so pitch to the listening audience who might be on the fence about whether they should audition or not. Why should they audition for our show?
We have the best time.
Do we?
It is okay. I have a great time.
It
No.
takes 2 hours to get through an hour show.
Oh, but
on the
it's
first
so
rehearsal
funny.
because we're all having so much fun.
Oh, it's so much fun. And, the first thing I was hesitant about auditioning is obviously submitting an audition. And then, you have to perform this live in front of an audience. But I feel like, first of all, auditioning with, especially the characters, it's kind of easy for this because you can just sit in a room by yourself with a computer and just talk like a crazy person. And then when you get the auditions, you don't know what they look like. You don't know what they're doing. You're just listening to their voice. So it's not like you're going to judge them and be like, wow, this person sounds like a freak. No, we all sound like that. And we have so much fun. And it's not a big time commitment. We all get together twice a month and we have just a blast, and we all are really great friends now. So
Yeah, I think so.
you should audition. I'm trying to get people to audition, but a lot of times
We're very welcoming to outsiders.
yes, we are. we don't haze, we don't make fun of you, we don't do anything. We just make you sound silly. For funny things. but yeah, if you are on the fence about auditioning, you should not and audition. Just do it.
Yeah.
People come up and they, like, I got booed at a show, but people still liked it. So if you think you can make it past that, you can do anything on this show.
Absolutely.
But yeah, get out there, audition.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you for letting me be on the show.
Oh, it's a pleasure to have you. Oh, we really appreciate it.
Well, you're welcome.
By we, I mean, I mean me, to be honest. Okay. Well, have a good night, listeners, and we'll be back.
Audition. You just ask me questions. I'll talk.
Yes, basically that's what we do. We ask you questions. So, Nick's bag is very loud, though.
I was saying, are you recording already?
We're going.
This episode's called Nick's Bag.
As soon as you get the fuck out of our way. That's so good. An outtake. We got the outtake for the end of the episode.
Where's my wallet? Oh, I got it. Okay, have a good one.
See ya.